The following is a Simpronto media production.
Leaders, real life leaders.
Hey guys, this episode is from the Grow and Scale Now Summit, where top entrepreneurs and leaders are going to help you take your business to the next level. To get your free ticket, go to growandscalenow.com. Now to the episode.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. And we have Cameron Herold, who is a top business consultant. He's absolutely amazing. He, at the age of 21, had 14 employees. By 35, he had built his first $200 million companies. By the age of 42. He engineered 1-800-GOT-JUNKS, spectacular growth from 2 million to 106 million. And he is just amazing. I've heard him speak personally, and he's an amazing speaker. And he's written some amazing books, Double Double, which is my favorite, Vivid Vision, which is another great one, Free PR, and so many more. So Cameron, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, Chantel, thanks for having me. Wow, a little bit about myself. I was groomed as an entrepreneur. So my father and both my grandfathers owned their own companies, and they groomed my brother and sister and I to all be entrepreneurs. And the three of us have all been running our own companies for between 15 and 25 years each. It's really all we ever knew was running our own entrepreneurial companies. So we kind of grew up in that realm. I had a lot of entrepreneurial companies as a kid. In fact, I did a TED Talk that's on the main TED.com website about raising entrepreneurial kids. Like, as you said, I had my first real company when I was 20 years old. I had 12 employees at 20. I had 14 employees at 21. So for 3 years during university, I had an operational company that I ran while I was in school. After leaving there, I grew an auto body chain, a private currency company. Then I came into 1-800-GOT-JUNK as the 14th employee. I grew that company to 3,100 employees system-wide in 6 years. We did it with no debt. We gave up no equity. We ranked as the number 2 company in Canada to work for. Landed 5,200 stories about our company in the media. Just really good success. Ranked as the number 2 company in the whole country. And I left there 13 years ago next month and started coaching CEOs and entrepreneurs. I've been coaching real businesses, typically 50 to 500 employees. And I've worked with clients in about 20 countries. I've done paid speaking events in 28 countries on 6 continents. And now I started an organization a couple of years ago called the COO Alliance, which is the only organization in the world for the second in command. And then I also have a podcast called the Second in Command Podcast.
Awesome. I love it. Well, our title today is How to Grow When It's Slow. So give listeners some tips on what you suggest they should do right now. Let's first start with a company that is a brick and mortar company. Let's say
Sure.
they've done everything brick and mortar. What are some of your tips to kind of make a huge fast U-turn to move to virtual?
To move to virtual, I have a client in Colombia that had 800 employees all in one location. He had no remote employees ever. Within 7 days, 700 of his 800 employees were working from home. It took him another week to get 50 more of them working from home, and then a third week to get the last 50 because they didn't even have internet access. And he's now got all 800 employees working from home. So pretty amazing that a big organization can shift that quickly. So at first, I think it's a mindset. You have that old adage that necessity is the mother of invention. And I think businesses just have to rip off the Band-Aid and do it quickly. So we have all the tools at our disposal. We've got laptops. Apple will ship them. You've got Wi-Fi, you've got Zoom, you've got Asana, you've got Slack. You have all the technology tools. You can hire people off Upwork or get free videos on YouTube on how to learn this technology, or you can hire a couple 23-year-olds to teach you how to use the technology, and you're really off to the races. It should be no different than actually running an operational business for the most part. Unless you're a pizza parlor or you're selling shoes to people, like there's some businesses that are definitely impacted more than others because they're really brick and mortar, with people coming into their business. So those ones have a little bit more to finesse in terms of where their revenue is coming from, whether it's a product or service, and how they're connecting with their customer.
Hey guys, I want to take a minute real quick to tell you about this retreat that I'm putting together. It's going to be just 10 lucky people that I'm going to select, and we are going to stay in a 5-star resort in Miami, and it's going to be pamper time. But the most important thing, I'm going to open up my books. I'm going to show you everything. You're going to leave there with my Word docs. You're going to leave with a USB drive with all the information that I've possibly done, every system in place. A lot of times you go to these conferences, you get all jazzed up, but you don't walk away with anything. You're going to walk away with this retreat with tons of systems. Go to chantelray.com/retreat to learn more.
Calling all entrepreneurs, leaders, and business owners. Are you looking to grow and scale your business to help more people, increase your profits, and build the business of your dreams? Then you need to attend the Grow and Scale Now Summit, a free virtual event where you can learn from top leaders and thinkers who have grown and scaled their businesses by the millions. Unlock your potential and discover the secrets to take your business to the next level. Click the link in the show notes to claim your free ticket.
So let's talk about this client in particular. So you coached him, so you really know about it. So Let's give people real examples of what he did, like as specific as you can tell, because that's a lot of people, 800 people to move virtually quickly.
The first part was looking at what technology tools did the employees need to be able to work from home. And it was laptops and internet access and headphones. So very, very simple to put those technology pieces in place. Most of them worked from laptops. The one that didn't, they purchased them or leased them. Those employees were set up. They had Wi-Fi access. Zoom, Asana, and Slack are really the three core tools that you have. Everything else you were using in your office anyway, whether it's email or instant messaging, all those tools are already on your computer. So that was an easy setup. The second one was very concrete goals and project plans for the month that were done by business area and then by person. So everyone left with really clear marching orders. The CEO did a daily 7-minute huddle with his employees. So the employees showed up for a daily 7-minute all company video huddle. And then he also sent out a twice a week video to all of his employees. So a quick video and almost like a State of the Union address, but moving the company forward. So it's kind of like, look, we understand COVID-19. We know there's a problem. We get it. And now we're talking about the business. So in the early days, it was probably 50% about the virus and 50% about business. Now the videos are like 1% about the virus and 99% about the business. It's like, we understand we have an issue. We're moving forward. And in a time of crisis and wartime situation, leaders are dying to be led. Followers are looking to follow. Leaders need to lead. And he just decided it was time to lead, and everyone lined up behind him.
Yeah. Now, what is your opinion on time tracking software to help your team be more productive?
I think it's pointless. I think it's pointless. I hire people that already manage themselves. I mean, you've got an amazing COO. The last thing you want to do is be tracking Heather's time. Heather already wakes up in the morning knocking the cover off the ball. She hires people like her. I was asked by Fortune Magazine back in 2003, how do you motivate your employees? And I said, I don't. I hire motivated people. At the end of the day, when you hire motivated people, you align them with your core purpose, you align them with your vision, you give them the tools to do their job, you get out of their way and you remove obstacles. You don't have to track their time, nor do you have to put bonuses in place. They're going to do their job. I think as soon as you start putting tools in place to manage people, you have the wrong people.
Right. So let's talk about, it's funny because for our admin position, we had Time Doctor for not our managers, but just some of our admin that were working from home. Yep. And we had decided to use Time Doctor, and the response from them was very negative. That it was very like, if you don't trust that I'm doing my work at home, then am I the right employee? So
exactly right. Really and what I would be doing is giving them very clear outputs that you need from them on a daily basis, and helping to remove obstacles from them and coaching them and cheering them on, but not like, if it takes them 3 hours to do their job or 8 hours to do their job, I don't care as long as they do their job. And then your job is to give them more and more to kind of move them up the productivity curve.
So let's talk about some more things that you could do. So Time Doctor's out. What are some things that you can put in place that you would say?
I'll give some big ones right now that are very counterintuitive. The first one is I would start spending money on marketing and branding and PR. The reality is all of the marketing and branding and PR, the cost of advertising has gone way down right now. So if you can actually renegotiate with all of your marketing suppliers, whether it's radio, TV, print, outdoor, billboard, online, Facebook, all of those ad purchases have gone way down in cost. you can get much, much more for your dollar than you could get 2 months ago. If you can put in place 6 months or 12-month buys, you're going to come out of this very, very strong, and you're going to be doing really well right now, because most competitors are cutting back. So if you have the cash to be able to invest in marketing and branding, you're going to win in a big, big way. Another thing I would be doing is spending some time and some money on growing my team, growing the skill set of my employees, really working on growing. So let's say across your management team, training them on situational leadership, time management, interviewing, meeting rhythms, problem solving, coaching, product management, but giving them skills in all of these areas. The more that you grow your people, the more that you grow your company. So I'd be really working on increasing some of those spends right now as well. I'd also be looking at firing some of my worst customers right now. You know, we've often got these customers that I call, they have the high PITA factor, the high pain in the ass factor. They're the ones that take up all of our time. We don't get a lot of gross margin off of, and they throw a lot of negative energy around our business. When you get rid of those people, you can sometimes get rid of some employees that have to work with them as well. So you've cut your overhead, and you really haven't done much to your margin other than help out the positive energy in your organization.
Hope you enjoyed this episode from the Grow and Scale Now Summit. Again, you can get your free ticket now at growandscalenow.com.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Real Life Leadership. If you'd like to get the show notes or access more resources, log on to reallifeleaders.com/podcast to get the show notes from this episode and any other resources we might have mentioned. And also, we'd love to hear from you. Be sure to review or rate this podcast on Apple Podcasts to help spread the word. And if you have any leadership questions you want answered, email podcast@reallifeleaders.com.